any cultural or tribal community that's in that state of transition, there's always conflict, always. Like, that's also part of the human existence and the human condition. So yeah, it wasn't easy. You know, my year with the tribe was the hardest year I've ever had. You know, you see at the end of the series, I get robbed by my main contributor. You know, it's an incredibly aggressive, confrontational piece of film. But to put that into context, those sorts of conflicts were happening throughout that year within the tribe. It wasn't just this kind of clash of cultures. The headman had his house burnt down over a dispute about money. Another one of the lads had his boat sunk because they had this argument over petrol. You know, there was this kind of very like aggressive conflict resolution, you know, and that is part of how we learn the ways to interact and to live together. The Korowai were really interesting in terms of Papuan tribes. Like, I've been right across Papua throughout my kind of career as an expedition leader and as an anthropologist. And one thing that was unique about the Korowai was that they'd never lived in their traditional experience in villages. Whereas all the other communities in Papua had. They had a headman, they had structure, they had the idea of how communities worked. Whereas the Korowai had lived in individual units in tree houses spread across this 400 square miles of hostile rainforest. This is the first time not only that they've had an experience of the outside modern world, but also that they've lived together as people. And whenever you get people living together, there is conflict, you know, and that is part of how we learn. You know, to live together, there's always going to be conflict. So yeah, you know, it was difficult and it was challenging, but also I knew that what we were capturing was an essential part of living together. But you know, it didn't make it easier on me. You know, like I was the vector of a lot of that conflict. You know, and that's hard because I'm a human as well. You know, and you know, I made relationships and friendships with people that I ended up kind of, you know, having these massive arguments with, and you know, it wasn't comfortable at times.